We see oligarchs around the world trying to institute a great reset and kind of remake society in their image. But the good thing is that what man intends for evil, God uses for good.
So parents are voting out their school boards, pulling their children out of public schools, and they're doing it for a reason. They don't want their kids to be indoctrinated by crazy people. Rachel Wilson is a homeschooling advocate who lives in the rural Midwest. She understands what's happening and the scale of it. She joins us tonight. Rachel, thanks so much for coming on. So how big has homeschooling become in the face of the collapse of public education?
Thank you so much for having me on, Tucker. This pandemic, we are now 2 years into it, and homeschooling has increased fourfold from the beginning of the pandemic to last fall, according to a U.S. Census survey.
Wow.
In addition to that, it's the biggest that we've ever seen. And in addition to that, we're hearing data scientists tell us that a full 25% of all jobs in North America will be remote by the end of this year. So I don't think this trend is going anywhere, and I think a lot more parents are going to be finding themselves at home a lot more often with their children, which I think is a wonderful silver lining to this situation. I don't think that anybody watching this show could say they're fully satisfied with how authority figures have handled this pandemic. We see oligarchs around the world trying to institute a great reset and kind of remake society in their image. But the good thing is that what man intends for evil, God uses for good. So we have a golden opportunity here, which is that the biggest demographic of people who have left the workforce and either stayed home or started working remotely are mothers of school-age children. So we're in a special situation to take advantage of this and use it to our own benefit to kind of get away from sending our kids somewhere 7 or 8 hours a day to be indoctrinated by people who, quite frankly, are enemies to a more traditional conservative or Christian way of life. And instead of those people teaching our children our morals, our culture, our values, that people have a lot of concerns or worries when they think about homeschooling. Public education is actually kind of new. It's only really been the standard for about a century, and prior to that, we had other ways of educating people. So the good news I tell people is that it's really not that hard. You do not have to be an expert. You don't have to be a teacher. And you don't have to worry about not being able to socialize your kids either. We have so many ways that we can do that now, especially with the internet, all the bad that comes with it. There's a lot of good too. So we can get children into church, we can get them into intramural sports, and a lot of public schools also let kids do sports and band and things like that through the school as well.
Well, they should. You pay for them. Rachel, thanks for joining us. Also,
yes,
a firearms
exactly.
instructor, I should point out.